This is Business News Now, reaching you live from iBrandTV News Studio in the nation's commercial capital. And first, the headlines. NNPC increases liquefied petroleum gas supply in a bid to force down price. Nigerian slumps to 20th position in natural gas production. Governor Seyi Makinde launches 8.2 billion naira independent power project. MTN Nigeria, Mafab acquire 5G spectrum. Glad to have you join us. Here are some business stories we're making headlines at this hour. My name is Margaret Opara. The Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Medekiari, on Monday announced that NNPC was currently increasing the supply of liquefied petroleum gas, popularly called cooking gas, and appeared to force down its price. Kiari, who announced this at the inauguration of the 120 metric tons MPG storage and bottling in Abuja, however, explained that a hike in cooking gas price was an international issue. Kiari said, "It is a reflection of what is happening in the international market. However, what we are doing is to increase supply, and once supply increases, price will come down." End of quote. The cost of LPG has been rising since this year, jumping by more than 240% between January and October 2021. A development that has forced many LPG users to shift to charcoal or firewood. And also, the Nigerian Gas Association (NGA) has said that Nigeria has now dropped from the 8th position to 20th in terms of natural gas production in the last few years. President of NGA and Managing Director of Shell Nigerian Gas, Ed Ubong, stated this at the Ghana Gas Forum (NGF). He said the West African sub-region has enough gas to power its 350 million people from its electricity and industrial perspective. He, however, lamented that the sub-region had not been able to utilize enough of its natural gas to power its industries, as the percentage of gas used by industries was still very low. Citing Nigeria as a typical example of a country with huge gas resources but with low production and utilization. Ubak said, "But when you ask how much of that gas we are actually bringing to the surface, we begin to move backward from 8th to 20th. When we ask a more pertinent question of how much the gas we actually consume in our power and industrial sector to create jobs that will translate into economic growth, we further move backwards to top 50. To change the narrative and move the country to the path of economic growth and development, using gas as the enabler, he advised that there must be a paradigm shift." And now, moving further, the Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has expressed confidence that with necessary infrastructures in place, the state would continue to lead in preferring solutions to the energy and electricity challenges confronting the nation. The governor will stated this in an address at the groundbreaking ceremony for an 11 megawatt gas and solar hybrid plant to launch the state independent power project for the state secretariat and selected government institutions, assured that soon residents in Oyo State would enjoy constant electricity supply. Governor Makinde explains that, as captured in his roadmap for accelerated development, his administration remained committed to providing energy security for residents in the state.
The Oyo State government is entering into a contract with Electron Energy to finance and develop an 11 megawatt hybrid power solution for the Oyo State government and some of its facilities within the Oyo State Secretariat. Some of the beneficiaries of this project: 12 healthcare facilities, including Adeoyo Maternity Teaching Hospital and State Hospital Ring Road. As you may know, our administration has invested heavily in world-class diagnostic and treatment equipment at these hospitals, with a direct impact on about between 15 to 16,000 patients.
This hybrid power solution, made up of 10 megawatts of gas-powered engines and 1 megawatt of solar power, fueled by CNG, has significant benefits for the people of Oyo State, including reduction in cost, significant reduction in cost, reduction in pollution, driving productivity, connecting vital state health and judicial infrastructure. We look forward to developing this project and handing over the project to the state, which we will continue to maintain in 6 months.
Because of the investor-friendly disposition of this administration, led by His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde, we are able to reach an agreement where the state will not pay a single kobo until the power is actually available. The design is CNG-based and feeds into the state's vision to get ahead of the curve in terms of the direction that the world is going in by decreasing our use of dirty fossil fuels.
Away from that, the Nigerian Communications Commission auctioned for its two available lots of 100 MHz TDD slots of 3.5 GHz band for the deployment of 5th generation network 5G in the country has been won by MTN and Mafab Nigerian Communications Limited in the live auction held in Abuja on Monday. MTN Nigeria, Mafab and Airtel Networks Limited participated in the Monday's 5G auction, and the bidding began at $119.37 million as against the reserve price of $197.4 million set by the NCC. After about 8 hours and 11 rounds of bidding, the auction ended at $273.6 million for each available lot, and MTN and Mafab emerged as winners. Bidding was set at $275,904,866 for the 11th round. Airtel remained in the bidding process until the last round when it fell off. MTN Nigeria had an extra sum of $15.9 million to be assigned the preferred lot of Lot 1, while Mafab was assigned Lot 2 at no extra cost. In its information memorandum, the Commission had said it was auctioning 2 lots of 100 MHz each in the 3.5 GHz band, ranging from 3,500 to 3,600 MHz and 3,700 to 3,800 MHz. Meanwhile, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Pantami, had assured stakeholders that 5G review shows that it's safe for deployment in Nigeria and will not compromise security in the country. Now, the Minister of State Budget and National Planning, Clem Agba, has said the federal government needs to regulate the cryptocurrency industry. Agba said during his keynote address at TechNet conference in Lagos. According to him, the federal government is optimistic about the numerous possibilities the crypto industry provides. He said cryptocurrencies could be the biggest distributor in finance, but the government needed to regulate the industry. Regulations of the industry don't mean a giant hammer slamming down on the activities going on in an industry, but rather to optimize conditions for growth tailored towards the industry, he said. Agba said Nigerian Security and Exchange Commission is currently in discussions with Central Bank of Nigeria to enable better understanding and regulation of the crypto space. Nevertheless, it is also possible that our laws as they are today cannot explicitly stipulate who holds the power to regulate cryptocurrencies. Maybe there is a need for an additional body to play this role. End of quote. And more stories, the African Development Bank, AFDB, has announced that it is scaling up its technologies for African Agricultural Transformation, TAAT, initiative meant to feed over 200 million Africans by 2025. The President's Agriculture, Human and Social Development, Mrs. Beth Dunford, said the move is critical to address the high level of food insecurity in the continent. The 2021 International Business Award, Dunford said, African countries are committed to doubling their agricultural productivity as the Development Bank pledges $17 billion, which hosted more than a dozen heads of states, global leaders, as well as thousands of online participants. Meta has said it trained 80,000 small and medium-sized businesses across 13 African countries in 2021. The company disclosed this in its 2021 Africa Year on Review report. The Director for Communications Sub-Saharan Africa, Keiza Amim Ado, said this year we've witnessed an abundance of talent, growth and resilience from across Africa despite the many challenges due to the ongoing COVID pandemic. It's been inspiring to witness the development of various communities, from creators to SMBs and tech innovators, many of whom are using Meta technologies to grow and develop their craft. The company added that it rolled out Facebook Marketplace to 37 countries and territories across sub-Saharan Africa and trained 65,000 people across 8 African countries on digital literacy. It said it launched the creation of new branches and a new segment of a subsea cable called 2 Africa Pearls, connecting 3 continents, Africa, Europe and Asia, in partnership with 8 local and global partners, among others. Still ahead, oil prices fall on demand over Omicron spread. Details and more after this short break. True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming true unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your true unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix true unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu or your miyan kuka. To get your true unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors are needed nationwide.
Mama, you're coming to Lagos. Banga. Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house. Oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes? I have a solution for you. Really? Mm-hmm.
If you sabi cook the banga, no go enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga efo riro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extracts for tasty African cuisine.
Glad to have you back. And now on the African scene, African Blockchain Lab has announced that it has raised $6 million in Series Pre-A investment to fund the launch of its crypto wallet, Vibra, in a bid to drive adoption of digital assets in Africa. The company said the backing from its investors would allow it to deliver tech stacks, projects and innovations to the African continent, starting with its product, Vibra. In a statement, the co-founder of African Blockchain Lab, Vincent Lee, said African Blockchain Lab was founded with a singular mission to drive the mass adoption of digital assets and blockchain technologies in Africa. With the backing from our strategic investors, we intend to bring world-class tech stocks and projects and innovation to African continent, starting with our first product, Vibra, end of quote. The company said it believes that crypto can realize its potential as a technology and asset on the continent while also tripling financial access to the millions left out of traditional financial services. Still on business news, ivory and cashew processors have previously said they needed more government support and protection from competition coming from deeper pocketed Asian buyers who pay higher prices to control the supply of raw cashew nuts. Ivory Coast, the world's top cocoa producer, produces about 1 million tons of cashew nuts a year and aims to process half of that locally by 2025. Currently, only about 100,000 tons of cashews are processed within the country annually, and less than 25,000 tons of Ivorian-owned firms. As cashew processors are being driven towards bankruptcy by Asian exporters who buy up all the local supply, threaten a government plan to invigorate the sector. One of the most promising of the Ivorian plants, Casa, declared bankrupt in November, laying off 1,200 workers. In quotes, "We closed our company because of difficulty in the sector," manager of the Casa plant, Husani Ginali, told Reuters. To fix the supply problem, Ivorian processors said they want the CAA, the Cashew Marketing Board, to set up a system of priority sales for Ivorian companies and to stabilize the pricing. Moving on to the foreign scene, oil prices fell on Tuesday due to investors' worries about demand after renewed restrictions were imposed in Europe and Asia amid a rise in coronavirus cases. Brent crude oil futures eased by 34 cents or 0.5% to $75.05 a barrel by 0401 GMT, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude futures fell by 35 cents or 0.5% to $70.94. Governments around the world, including most recently Britain and Norway, were tightening restrictions to stop the spread of the Omicron variant. The Asian Development Bank on Tuesday trimmed its growth forecast for developing Asia for this year and next to reflect risks and uncertainty brought on by the Omicron coronavirus variant, which could also hamper oil demand. Still, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries raised toward oil demand forecast for the first quarter of 2022 and stuck to its timeline for a return to pre-pandemic levels of oil use, saying the Omicron coronavirus variant would have a mild and brief impact. Asian stocks and oil prices slipped on Tuesday as the spread of the Omicron coronavirus variant rattled investors who were already on edge ahead of a slew of central bank decisions this week, including the key Federal Reserve meeting. MSCI's broadcast index of Asia Pacific shares outside Japan was down to 0.46%. China's CSI 300 index was also 0.41% lower after health authorities in Tianjin detected mainland the country's first Omicron case. Hong Kong's Hang Seng index was down 1%, South Korea's KOSPI 0.4 lower, Japan's Nikkei stock index 0.13%, and Australian shares AXJO were 0.31% lower. The Fed is on Wednesday expected to signal faster wind down of its $120 billion a month bond buying program in a move to fight high inflation, which could move it one step closer to raising interest rates. Coming up next is entertainment news.
Welcome to Entertainment Business News. My name is Agogo Ayanago. Two of the biggest players in digital media are merging. Vox Media, owners of New York magazine Vox.com, ETA, The Verge, and SB Nation, and Group 9 Media, owners of Threest, The Dodo, Now This, and Pop Sugar, have signed a deal to join forces, according to both companies, on Monday. Financial details weren't disclosed, but the deal is expected to close in early 2022. The deal will see Vox Media CEO Jim Bankoff run the combined company, with Vox shareholders owning about 75% of the firm. Group 9 CEO Ben Lera would join the combined company's board of directors. Comscore analysis showed that the combined companies have a total of 350 million social media followers across platforms. The companies are active in TV and film production, with Vox producing shows for outlets like Netflix, and Group 9 securing a first-look deal with Discovery Plus, who is also a major investor in the company. Moving on, Fox Entertainment has acquired Mar Vista Entertainment, a leading independent producer of TV movies, in part to bolster original programming for its Tubi streaming service. Founded in 2003, Mar Vista has produced and distributed hundreds of TV movies, including a host of holiday films. Under the deal, the company, led by CEO and founding partner Fernando Suez, will focus on developing and producing titles for Fox digital platforms, including Tubi. So we continue to run Mavista, reporting to Stefan Reinhardt, President, Production Strategy and Operations at Fox Entertainment. Mavista produces up to 80 made-for-TV films per year and is known for its efficient producing processes. Reinhardt said, and I quote, "Amplifying our in-house expertise with Mavista's vast production know-how and bandwidth will create significant long-term value across Fox Entertainment, especially as we continue to build a library of high-quality original content and enhance our ability to support even more third-party productions." That is on Entertainment Business News. My name is Agogo Ayanago.
Thank you so much, Agogo. Up next is Sports Business News.
On sports business at this hour, the United States Tennis Association has extended its naming rights partnership with the Western and Southern Financial Group for the Elite Men's and Women's Tournaments in Cincinnati. The 3-year extension sees the tournament one of 5 joint masters events on the men's ATP Tour and the women's WTA Tour retain its Western and Southern Open moniker. The partnership, which was first signed in 2001, is the longest active deal for any North American professional tennis tournament. Under the terms of the new agreement, Western and Southern will gain additional brand promotion on the LED backboards, with the 2022 tournament marking the first time these have been used for a WTA and ATP event in North America. Western and Southern Group will also continue to be promoted on other courtside LED signs and on the umpire's chair during the matches. The Western and Southern Open has drawn in more than 1.8 million spectators since it became a single-week tournament featuring both the ATP and WTA tours back in 2011. The Cincinnati event is broadcast to an audience of more than 50 million viewers in at least 160 countries globally and offers a total prize purse across the men's and women's tournaments of more than $6.9 million. The tournament's partnership with Tennis for Charity has also raised more than $11 million over the course of its partnership. And still talking sports business, World Football Governing Body FIFA has unveiled a new commercial partnership structure that will allow brands to strike sponsorship deals exclusively focused on the women's game and esports. It is the first time since 2013 that FIFA has introduced a new commercial partnership structure and will see a range of packages made available across 3 verticals, which are the women's football, men's football, esports, and gaming. Up until this stage, those sponsorship rights have been collectively sold, potentially limiting the opportunity for brands interested in aligning only with FIFA's women's soccer competitions. FIFA's global partners will continue to have rights to properties and initiatives across the men's and women's and FIFA E verticals. In the tier below that, brands will have the option to secure extensively commercial rights across all national team tournaments within their respective vertical or a premium position across all esports competitions. The strategy will be implemented for the 2023 Women's World Cup and the Men's 2026 World Cup and will also cover FIFA's other competitions during the next commercial cycle. And that's it on Sports Business. I'm Samson Oloide.
Thank you, Samson. And that's all we have on news now at this hour. For more news stories, please visit our website and follow all our social media platforms. My name is Margaret Tapa. Thanks for watching.